Tommy loved the unknown more than anything he could touch. As a boy, he sketched saucers. As an adult, he devoured late-night UFO shows and filled his attic with binders on sightings. His girlfriend Jamie once found it cute, but over time the fascination became a wall. She worked late and came home to find him asleep under a star map, laptop playing static. Then came Lyrax, a cosmic cosplayer posting photos in blue body paint, ridged prosthetics and glowing contacts, captions reading like alien communiques. Something about her look matched obscure case files he'd studied. He messaged her about materials. She replied with winks and talk of those among you. Their chats grew stranger. She asked about his fears, whether he'd leave Earth if offered. He told himself it was harmless research, but when she invited him to a convention under a neon star arch, he went without telling Jamie. In person, she was uncanny. Cobalt skin, a voice like dripping water. She touched his wrist and whispered, "I knew you'd find me." Soon he invented midnight sky watches and classified interviews, just to meet her on rooftops and in dim hotels where she removed only parts of her costume and murmured stories of fractured colonies and memory seeds. He recorded nothing, yet each time doubt crept back. Was she just playing a role for a lonely UFO nerd? Jamie began to suspect, finding hotel receipts and blue makeup on his collar. She confronted him. "You're so desperate for aliens, you're cheating on a real human." One night, she followed him to a windswept hill. He climbed to a ridge where Lyrax waited in moonlight. Jamie saw a blue figure and him leaning close. She called his name. Lyrax tilted her head. Jamie's flashlight revealed latex ridges, plastic contacts. "This is your alien?" she asked. "Performance artist," Lyrax said evenly. He knew. Tommy stammered, "Jamie, it's not what you think." "It's exactly what I think," she snapped and walked back to her car. He tried to chase her, but Lyrax caught his sleeve. Up close, her makeup cracked. Under the moon, she looked tired. "I'm not your proof," she murmured. "I'm just a mirror." She pressed a small silver disc etched with spiral lines into his palm and left. Back home, Jamie packed a bag. "I can't compete with a galaxy that doesn't exist," she said, and the door clicked shut. Weeks passed. Tommy sat alone in his attic. The disc lay on his desk, warm and humming. He couldn't find seams or electronics. Without Jamie, the attic felt like a bunker. He stopped attending forums, stopped watching the skies. One dawn, he glimpsed a flicker of blue at the window. Hurried outside and saw only a faint contrail dissolving against the stars. He looked at the disc in his hand and wondered if his obsession had cost him a love he could never replace, or if, in losing her, he'd been nudged closer to the truth he'd always sought. He still had no proof, only fascination and a story no one would believe.